Smartphones were supposed to make our lives easier. We were promised instant communication and access to information at our fingertips. It felt like the future had arrived. However, a darker reality has emerged. Instead of enhancing our lives, smartphones often have the opposite effect. They have become tethered to our hands, demanding constant attention. This constant connectivity has a price, impacting our mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. The initial allure of smartphones was undeniable. Being able to connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time was revolutionary. But this convenience has morphed into an unhealthy dependence. We are bombarded with notifications, emails, and updates, making it nearly impossible to disconnect. This constant barrage of information fragments our attention and leaves us feeling overwhelmed. The very devices that promise to simplify our lives have instead complicated them. We are slaves to the ping of a notification, our minds constantly pulled in 1,000 different directions. The promise of increased efficiency has been replaced by a constant state of distraction. We are now tethered to our devices, our lives revolving around the demands of the digital world. This is not the future we were promised. The human brain was not designed to process the constant stream of information that smartphones provide. This overstimulation has severe consequences for our mental health. Studies have shown a correlation between excessive smartphone use and increased rates of anxiety and depression. The constant pressure to be connected and the fear of missing out, or FOMO, fuel these feelings. Furthermore, the blue light emitted from our screens interferes with our sleep patterns, leading to insomnia and fatigue. This sleep deprivation further exacerbates mental health issues, creating a vicious cycle of exhaustion and anxiety. We are left feeling drained, unable to focus, and constantly on edge. The impact on our cognitive abilities is also alarming. Research suggests that excessive smartphone use can lead to digital amnesia, where we become overly reliant on our devices to store information, impairing our memory. Our attention spans are shrinking, and our ability to focus on complex tasks is diminishing. The very tools that were supposed to connect us to the world are now disconnecting us from ourselves. We are losing our ability to be present, to focus, and to think deeply. The consequences of this mental overload are significant and far-reaching. The damage inflicted by excessive smartphone use extends beyond the mind and into our physical well-being. The constant hunching over screens leads to poor posture, resulting in neck pain, back problems, and even headaches. Our bodies are not designed for this unnatural position, and the consequences can be debilitating. Moreover, the blue light emitted from our devices strains our eyes, leading to digital eye strain, dry eyes, and blurry vision. In extreme cases, excessive screen time can even contribute to the development of macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss. Our sedentary lifestyles, often fueled by hours spent scrolling through social media, contribute to a range of health issues. Obesity, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes are all linked to a lack of physical activity, which is often replaced by hours of mindless scrolling. We are sacrificing our physical health for the fleeting gratification of likes and notifications. It's time to recognize that our bodies are not invincible and that the choices we make today have lasting consequences. Beyond the physical and mental ramifications, excessive smartphone use erodes the very fabric of human connection. We are becoming increasingly disconnected from the present moment, our attention constantly drawn to the digital world. This lack of presence affects our relationships, our work, and our ability to appreciate the beauty of the world around us. Real conversations are replaced with superficial interactions through text messages and social media posts. We curate our online personas, presenting an idealized version of ourselves to the world. This lack of authenticity creates a disconnect between our online and offline lives, leaving us feeling empty and unfulfilled. The art of conversation is dying, replaced by emojis and abbreviations. We are losing the ability to read body language, interpret tone, and engage in meaningful dialogue. The richness of human interaction is being sacrificed at the altar of digital convenience. We are becoming increasingly isolated, our relationships reduced to superficial connections mediated through screens. It's time to reclaim the lost art of conversation, to put down our phones and engage with the world around us. The beauty of human connection lies in its spontaneity, its imperfections, and its raw authenticity. Social media, accessed primarily through our smartphones, has created an environment where we are constantly seeking validation from others. We post carefully curated images and updates, craving likes and comments as a measure of our self-worth. This constant pursuit of external validation can be addictive and ultimately destructive. We compare ourselves to the highlight reels of others, leading to feelings of inadequacy and envy. The carefully constructed facades we encounter online can make us feel insecure and anxious about our own lives. We strive to project an image of perfection, further fueling this vicious cycle of comparison and self-doubt. This constant need for validation prevents us from living authentically and embracing our imperfections. We become consumed by the opinions of others, our self-worth dependent on the whims of social media algorithms. This is not a recipe for happiness or fulfillment. It is a recipe for anxiety, depression, and a constant sense of emptiness. It's time to break free from the clutches of social media and redefine our values. True happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from the fleeting validation of strangers online. The solution is not to abandon technology altogether. Instead, we must learn to use it more intentionally and mindfully. We need to set boundaries, create space for digital detox, and prioritize face-to-face interactions over virtual ones. It's time to reclaim our attention, our time, and our lives from the clutches of excessive smartphone use. Start by setting aside specific times each day to disconnect from your phone. Use this time to engage in activities that bring you joy and nourish your soul. Go for a walk in nature, read a book, have a meaningful conversation with a loved one. By consciously choosing to disconnect, we can rediscover the beauty of the offline world and reconnect with ourselves. Remember, you are not alone in this struggle. We are all grappling with the pervasive nature of technology in our lives. By making small changes, setting boundaries, and prioritizing our well-being, we can break free from the grip of smartphone addiction and reclaim our lives. The choice is ours. We can continue down the path of digital distraction, or we can choose to disconnect and rediscover the true meaning of connection, presence, and well-being. The time to act is now.